Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that as of right now, Disney and the board, of course, such as all the executives and even the CEO, Bob Iger, are really in a state of desperation. They're really trying to get Star Wars back to the way it used to be, where a lot of fans were united and just extremely hyped up for one thing after the other, and that's what they're really aiming for. And they're doing so far so good with The Mandalorian Season 3, and of course, everything that is happening and has been happening with the Ahsoka Tano series behind the scenes, and even plans for a Season 2 on top of that. So they really are trying their absolute best, and allowing George, John, and Dave to do what they need to do to get the job done. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, given that there are a lot of different avenues to take for all of these people that are involved, like George, John, Dave, Peyton Reed, other creators getting hired as well to really take control over this roadmap, is that not only that, but we also have Lucasfilm creatives on the other side of the spectrum here, really getting ready to tease a lot of new and upcoming ways and strategies to really revive Star Wars Legends and really make it the main focus on where Star Wars is going and where it's really all heading. Now, on top of all of that, we know that Lucasfilm has been creating multiple ways to go about doing this through films, TV shows, books, novels, comics, video games, and all the like. And the latest has a lot to do with how Lucasfilm is going to be able to introduce new Skywalkers into the official canon universe by Disney. So on top of all of this, too, what's really intriguing is that with Lucasfilm preparing to completely go under a big change by George, John, and Dave, as well as Bob Iger, it's noted that right now, Lucasfilm is creating a way of teasing a brand new Skywalker, or SKYWALKERS, coming into the timeline of the Star Wars franchise with the use of an upcoming canon piece that is already in the works and is actually being looked over by John and Dave. This piece is said to be a visual dictionary of family trees and their surrounding characters that will either canonize or retcon certain family members in the Skywalker saga and beyond. One big way Lucasfilm is going to tease new Skywalkers has to do with the Skywalker family tree page in this planned 100-page book that is set to release in 2024 that explores different families. In the Skywalker family tree page, in the Skywalker family tree itself are two names that were used for the preliminary page of the planned dictionary, one of which being Cade Skywalker and another one of which being Cole Skywalker. This is said to be Lucasfilm canonizing characters from Star Wars Legends that will be inserted into the canon starting in 2024 in the new planned dictionary that explores family trees. Now, let me just pause here quickly before I get to the next big bit, is that you guys may or may not remember, but in Legends, we know that there were characters known as Cade and Cole Skywalker. We didn't really know too much about the character Cole, but we also know right now that John and Dave are cherry-picking tons and tons of things from Legends material and throwing it into the Disney canon. Now, the thing about this that I think a lot of fans are going to either like or dislike is they may not be 100% accurate to how the characters are going to be inserted. Like, for example, the Cade Skywalker that we're about to get in the official canon, we've been talking about this for a while now. That is the center of the character that is planned for a distant trilogy that's going to serve as episodes 10 through 12. And meanwhile, the Cole Skywalker character, we're not quite sure exactly what that's going to pertain to. However, it is very likely that it could very well be either the son of Luke or another Skywalker descendant in this planned 10, 11, and 12 project. Now, like I said, we already know and have known that John and Dave have all these preliminary plans and notes that are set up to bring Luke Skywalker's son into the canon by next year and or 2025. And that's going to be their way of really continuing the Skywalker family tree, the bloodline, if you will, throughout multiple eras, past Episode 9 and past even the post-Return of the Jedi era. So there's a lot of great things coming out of this. Now, the thing about Cole and Cade is that we know a lot about Cade Skywalker. I mean, he's got a lot of comics dedicated to him in the Legacy comics, in Legends. The character Cole was never really all that explored heavily in Star Wars Legends. You know, we got a little bit of info about him, but not all that much. So it's very likely that John and Dave are going to completely change that character, since little to nothing was known about him anyways. But when you look at stuff like this, we know that this visual dictionary that's being planned out by Lucasfilm, it's going to be their way of teasing things to come for continuing that Skywalker bloodline and really bringing, you know, bigger and better things to the fans to realize. Now, on to the next big thing here, alright? Continuing on, Lucasfilm already has preliminary plans for Cade to be the focus of, like I said before, 10, 11, and 12 as their distant projects. Meanwhile, the Cole Skywalker insertion remains a mystery. This could very well be connected to John and Dave's plan on bringing in Skywalker's son into the canon and renaming the character from Legends, which he originally was called Ben Skywalker, as they already have been anyway to not confuse him with Ben Solo. These new Skywalkers are going to be officially inserted into the canon and planned for holiday season of 2024, and that John, George, and Dave will be handling the design of these new Skywalkers into focus. Now, in case you guys did not know, Jon Favreau talked about this just a couple of weeks ago, that focusing in on Legends and making Legends the main focus is their #1 priority right now. They want to really accurately portray that point in time as much as they can, while also mixing in the new and some of the Disney canon to kind of level things out based on what already exists. Now, I think that this is a great way to go about teasing and introducing new Skywalkers before their live action adaptations. This makes a lot of sense to kind of canonize them in this family tree dictionary, or this family tree visual dictionary, so to speak. It's going to be 100 pages long. It's going to explore family trees of the Skywalkers, the Palpatines, the Solos, all these different families that are introduced in the Skywalkers. I mean, I would not be, in the Skywalker saga, I should say, and beyond. I wouldn't be too surprised if you also get characters in there from the High Republic, the Old Republic, and even, of course, Rey's parents, stuff like that. It's going to be an interesting book, I think. I think it's going to be a great read. And the fact that they're canonizing and retconning certain aspects of family trees in there is also something that's going to make it all the more entertaining, so to speak. You know, we already know that they have a full-fledged plan to really retcon Rey's bloodline, and how that too is going to be a very big deal in the planned Episode 9, or the post-Episode 9 series. So without a doubt, in this upcoming book, or visual dictionary of family trees, you are absolutely going to see Rey's, fixed or altered time, or altered family tree, alright? So anyways, guys, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, fill me in below in the comments what you guys have to say about that, and I'll catch you guys next time.